Oh, you are disabled, are you? Oh, right, well. Oh, dear. I'm very, very sorry.
About what?
Well, I don't know. I just am. I'm just sorry.
For hundreds of years, disability has been seen by society as bad and negative. Commonly held beliefs included that disabled people were evil, or cursed by God, or possessed by demons. Disabled people were generally objects of fear and revulsion. These early views gave way in the Victorian era to new ideas based on pity, helplessness and ridicule. Disabled people were often seen as freaks, but also around this time, the first major charities were founded. They thought most disabled people needed locking away and caring for.
50 years ago, between January and August 1941, 70,000 physically and mentally disabled people were murdered at the hands of the doctors of the Third Reich in gas chambers at 6 so-called clinics throughout Germany. One of those so-called clinics was here at Hadamar, where 10,000 people were killed.
Before the last war, around 100,000 disabled children were brought up in institutions. Some were written off as mental defectives and sent to mental handicap hospitals. The majority, though, were officially classified as blind, deaf or crippled and were placed in institutions segregated according to their disability. Mary Baker was born in Woodlands, Dorset in 1922. From birth, she had a dislocated hip, which led to severe problems in walking. At the age of 10, her mother died, and the authorities sent her away from her father and brothers to be brought up at the Hallowick Home for Crippled Girls in North London.
When I came in through the gates, it was very difficult for me. Had no idea what I was going to do and what the place was like.
Yeah, but come on. Don't you want to be normal, though?
Hang on just a second.
Yeah.
You mean normal like you, or do you mean normal like me? Because to me, I am normal.
You imagine forcing someone with limbs that can't walk to walk for 20 years. We now know that many people are suffering appalling problems with arthritis, with joints wearing out and so on and so forth. It's this idea that the end, i.e. normality, justifies the means, and you can do what you like to people with disabilities as long as you're attempting to return them to normality or as near to normal as possible. That's the whole ideology which underpins a whole range of practices that are foisted upon us.
I think that there's an insidious drip, drip, drip of these images which are saying to young people growing up, both children and young teenagers, that it's all right to make fun of people who are different. It's all right to bully them. It's all right to make jokes at other people's expense. This is one of the things we're trying to change in schools so that all children can feel safe and okay about themselves in schools and are valued for themselves and not put down as a stereotype of the way they look or the way they are.
The imagery and what it's saying about us and the reality of our lives is that we're passive people, that we're tragic, we're incapable, we're helpless. Very often we're portrayed in black and white as well, which is reinforcing the idea of the passivity that surrounds us in our lives. You know, we're very often not in colour because we're not bright, attractive, charismatic people.
Now, in 1984, we wanted to change the word mentally handicapped to learning difficulty. It's because we'd want to get away from the medical term and into the educational frame, because we think that education could lead us to real employment and better conditions in the future.
I'm a development worker for People First National, and my job is to help to train people in day centres, homes, hostels, on self-advocacy, and help them to speak up for their rights.
I'll tell you something.
What's that? What is that?
I get cross because I can't do some things. But I get really furious when I'm not allowed to do the things I can do.
Yeah, I can see that.
I went to the ladies' toilet and I saw these girls, and one of them was wearing the black dress, and she said, what's that on your leg? And I thought, oh my God. And I was so embarrassed. I said to her, how would you like it if you had something on your leg and people started asking you questions? You wouldn't like that. So I got angry. And I hate people staring at me. It's horrible.
All we're asking for is an equal chance with everybody else in society. We're not asking for anything extra. At the moment, we're well at the bottom of the pile. When it comes to dividing up the pie, whatever money there is, disabled people are always at the end of the list.
The Americans with Disabilities Act holds out the promise of an end to discrimination against disabled people in jobs, the end of segregated schools and housing, and a commitment to make buildings and transport accessible. In other words, freedoms the rest of society now takes for granted.
I like help from people and my friends, and I either hold their arm or their wrist, but I do like it if they ask me if they can help first, because it might be something or a place where I don't need help.
So let me sum up, because the way I see it, right, like, disabled people have had in the past a deplorable record of abuse and neglect. You deserve to be taken on your own terms. You don't want pity, you want to have the rights, and you don't want to be excluded from schools or entertainments or anything that you can do because of what you can't do. And there's another one, isn't there?
We would like to be able to speak for ourselves. So shut up and listen!
Right.
Hello.
Hello. You're not...
Who are you looking for?
Well, you're not him, are you?
I don't think so.
No. Who are you, then?
My name's Sarah.
Oh, right. Well, you're definitely not him, then. What are you doing here, then?
Well, I'm here to help you introduce a film about disabled people, which looks at attitudes towards disability.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, whose attitudes towards disability?
People like you.
People like me? Oh, no, not me. No, because I haven't got one.
One what?
Well, I haven't got an attitude to disability. I mean, you know...
No?
No, honestly, look, disabled people, no, you know, I mean, honestly, as long as they've got their parking spaces and their toilets and their ramps and all that, and as long as, you know, I mean, you know, the government does something. Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, that's what you have a government for, isn't it?
What, to keep disabled people as far away from you as possible?
Yeah. I mean, no, but, yeah.
You see, just for a change.
Yeah.
This is a collection of clips that sees it from our point of view.
Oh, from our point of view. What, yours and mine?
From the disabled people.
Oh, right. What? So, like... Oh, well, you are disabled, are you? Oh, right, well... Oh, dear. I'm very, very sorry.
About what?
Well, I don't know. I just am. I'm just sorry. Are you all right?
Yes, thanks. You?
Oh, yeah. I'm honestly, I'm absolutely, I'm fine. Yeah.
That's funny. Because you don't look it.
Don't I?
Does my disability bother you?
No. What exactly is wrong with you then?
Nothing is wrong with me.
Right.
Actually.
No.
It's not wrong to be like me, is it?
Wrong? No, of course it isn't, no.
Well, that's nice of you to say so, because I don't think there's anything wrong with me. But it's funny how my problem, my business and my life is often seen as wrong.
Yeah, I suppose it is.